Organizationally, we believe that safety is the number one thing. There's no job worth doing that requires any sort of safety compromise. We want to send our people home the same way they came, maybe a little dirtier, maybe a little more tired, but every finger, every toe. We're sending them home to their families, to their wives, their children, their parents, and we like to borrow them, but we want to send them home the way we got them. And that's a philosophy that we ascribe to on every single project that we do and every action that we do. Qualified resources have always been difficult to find. The construction industry simply does not have the reputation that some of our other industries do that allow us to attract some of the best young talent coming in. So we really need to do much more of an outreach program to make clear to people that we are not the old construction industry swinging hammers and steel, and that we use tools that are much more sophisticated and interesting. The way that we do business today is different than the way we used to. Certainly there are trades involved out there where you're still swinging a hammer and using a saw, but increasingly we're using technologies of all different kinds at all different levels, both to manage the work as well as to perform the work. And we need to engage the people that can do the work with those technologies in order to ensure that we have sufficient resources going forward to meet all of our society's construction needs. Ledcor's been pretty active in trying to reach out to a very broad pool of resources. They have an active First Nations program up in Canada, obviously diversity programs here in the United States. There's some federal contracting work that we've done. So clearly it's part of what we do and how we do it. The bigger challenge really though is not necessarily qualification for diversity programs as it is what Theo touched on, the idea of diversity of thought, bringing in people who think outside the box, who understand what our box is and why it exists, but who are willing to think outside that box and stretch the boundaries. Part of my organization's task within the organization of Ledcor on the construction side is to have processes in place, to have compliance with those processes. At the same time, we turn to those employees that we're telling about these processes and saying, we want you to challenge what we do every day. Does it still make sense? Can we do it better? And sometimes it's a little difficult for people to accept that we're asking for both things in the same breath. But we feel that that's absolutely critical to the future of the company. Everybody that you meet has the potential to give you a gem of a thought, of an idea. So any place, anybody is always a potential source for the next big idea that you really need. They all start somewhere with a spark and they spread from somewhere. So a place like BizCon, where you have an assemblage of people who understand what we do, is certainly one place that you can go and hear those thoughts. At the same time, these are construction folks, so a lot of their thinking is a lot like our thinking. So occasionally we also need to go to other places and talk to folks who are not in the construction business, specifically so that we can hear people ask silly questions. And the most important question of all is, why not? Right? Why not? Why can we not do it this way? Why can we not do it better? Why can we engage something different than what we've done before? The definition of insanity is to do the same thing and expect a different result. We require different results in our business. So that means we have to do things different ways, and those answers sometimes lie well outside our business. The classic example is the technologies we use. We don't develop smartphones or tablets, we don't write software, and yet they are becoming an increasingly big part of our business. So does it make sense to talk to people for whom software is the business? Absolutely. Process outside of construction, right? Simply organizational thinking. All those kinds of topics are all fair game for the next good idea that will help the company. The only resource that I've ever had in any company that I've worked for that has consistently paid off more than anything else is the people that we have. As an industry, we have unfortunately not done nearly as good a job as some other industries at engaging our people, at rewarding our people, at giving them exactly the kind of environment that the speaker was talking about, where they want to come to work, they want to do new things and accomplish great things. If we can succeed at that, if we can move towards that, I think construction will become once again an industry that a lot of people will want to be in for good reason.